So here we go. Here we go. Been talking about Brene Brown's topic, which is about what's that word, Damien?
Trust.
Trust. And anybody remember what the acronym that we're going through on that? Anyone? Anyone?
Braving.
Braving. Bingo bongo, bingo bongo.
Continuation rules.
You get $1 million. You get $1 million in pesos. Okay. All right. So it's the word trust. And again, let's see here. Who here has had trust issues either in your personal or professional lives? Everybody should be raising their hands. Statistically, that's everyone. If you haven't, then there's no, okay, never mind. You must, everybody's has had these issues. So Brene Brown is who is the researcher that spent 10 years studying all this and is the presentation that I'm recapping for you all. Someone, if you'd like to come off of mute, tell me what are these two numbers? What do you think these two numbers are? I know you know from the last time, but why I got two of them up there now?
The TED views.
The
TED
TED
Talk
views.
views.
But why are there two of them up there now?
Most recent.
The last one and the most recent.
The last time I did this presentation 2 weeks ago and last night. How many people have watched this video since the last time I talked about it? More people. Almost 500,000, 200, about 400,000. It'll probably in the next day or two or three be 500,000. Might be something you want to take a look at if that many people are watching this TED Talk, which is only about 20 minutes. Okay, so that's Brene Brown. You're like, I wonder what that TED Talk looks like. Well, I'm glad you asked. See how fast my computer is. Let's see, what are the numbers? Well, still growing, but that's what it looks like, and that's her. Okay, let's see here. I did this with back here. Yep. All right. And how was I able to test that hyperlink and then get back to my PowerPoint? Because I practiced before getting on this huddle, and I'm not practicing on you guys. Okay. What are the 3 reasons why clients do want to do business with us? Somebody help me out. What are the 3 reasons?
They trust you.
They trust you. That's one.
Want to sell their home.
They like you.
Oh, that was up. Oh, yes, they like you. And then so they trust you, they like you. What else?
They know you.
They know you. Thank you, Sam. They know you, they like you, and it's in purple. Anybody know why I use purple words in my PowerPoint?
Most important.
Bold.
That's it, bold. The color purple represents bold. Business objective, life by design. I'm doing neurolinguistic programming with you guys and reinforcing this type of training that I highly think of because I'm taking it 8 times, maybe 9 times. And it's coming up in August. Bold is also associated with what in ancient times?
Royalty.
Royalty. So I consider you all royalty and taking a lot of time and effort to put this message together because I consider you all kings and queens of whatever it is you're doing in your life. Okay? And what are the 3 reasons why clients don't want to do business with us?
They don't trust. They
They
don't
don't know
like.
you.
They don't know you, they don't like you, and they don't trust you. Okay? So again, if you don't get a listing agreement signed, one of these things is being pinged on. If you don't get a buyer's rep agreement signed, if someone decides to no longer work with you and fire you, something's going on with one of these categories. All right, so we're gonna, again, this first part I've already covered with you, so I'm gonna jam through it real quick, because what I'm doing is going back and covered what we've talked about, and then adding on to the end the stuff that I haven't covered. Trust, let's see here, Alicia, read that for us.
Trust is choosing to make something important to you vulnerable to the actions of others.
Charles Feldman did a lot of studies on this. And then another quote, Jenny.
This trust is what I have shared with you is not safe with you.
It's not safe.
Safe
with you. Okay. Trust is built on small moments. Sliding door moments is what we called them. Trust is built over time. And somebody tell me from the last 2 times I've talked about this, what does this image represent?
Marble jar.
A marble jar, but tell me more. I know it's marbles and marbles in a jar, but what does that mean?
You're in a marble every time they trust you and.
Build trust.
Yeah, when you do something, when you say, hey, I'll meet you for lunch at 12 noon and you show up,
Mhm.
and every time you meet them for lunch, you always show up on time, you're putting a marble in their jar, okay? So it's not built over like, hey, I saved your life, right? If a paramedic's gonna pull over on the side of the road and save your life, but are you necessarily gonna be having them over for dinner and be hanging out with them and watching movies with them? No, it's the small things consistently over time that build trust. Same thing with your clients. If you tell them in the listing presentation, you're gonna give them a seller update on Monday and you don't do that on Monday, you're taking marbles out of the jar, building distrust. Anything that you say with your clients and you don't do, you're taking marbles out of the jar. When you do them, those small little things over time, you're building trust, okay? It's in the small moments that we add marbles to the another person's jar. Big ones that came up the last time I talked about it, attending funerals, okay, asking for help. And I added on this one to asking for help because it's really hard because we're better at giving help. Do you guys all agree, yes or yes? Okay, if you cannot ask for help, regardless of how much help you give, so even if you're in a relationship where you're always helping people, you've got this one family member or friend that you're always helping, that is not a trusting relationship, and I'll tell you why. When you think less of yourself, because this is what happens, you think because you have issues with asking for help, your concept of help is that if I ask for help, I think less of myself. And guess what happens? Whether you're conscious of it or not, and again, this is not anecdotal information. This is from years of study and gathering data and talking to lots of human beings out there. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you think less of others who need help. You think less of others who need help. I trust him because he'll ask for help when he needs it. It's not I trust him because he's always there for me and helps me. I trust him or her because him or her will ask for help when he needs it. They come out from behind their ego and they say, you know what? I'm not too proud to ask for help, and I trust you, and I'm going to expose myself to you, and I'm going to say, I need help. The best way and the greatest way that you can develop trust with someone is always starting off with that one sentence. What is it? I need your help. How many of you are better at giving help than asking for help? Get off your high horse and be vulnerable to the people around you and ask for help, okay? Does your leadership have to seek you out, or are you seeking them out and asking for help? And again, children are who we're leading and who are leading us, our spouses, our parents, God, experts, team leaders, okay? How does Brene Brown explain trust? With an acronym. And again, it's braving. When we trust, we are braving the connection with someone. B, somebody remember what B stood for?
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Boundaries. I trust you if you're clear about your boundaries and you hold them and you are clear about my boundaries. There is no trust without boundaries. Somebody tell me what R stands for. Wait, hold on. Somebody out there in digital land who wants to tell me what R is? Okay, back to the room with people with notes in front of them.
Reliability.
Reliability. Okay, I can only trust you if you do what you say you're going to do. You know who you're talking. You know, when I say this, you know, you got people that are always flaking on you. Right now, a visual image and that person's name just popped up in your head. These people are always flaky. These clients are always flaky. That agent is always flaky. Now, if you're thinking, I don't have any flaky people in my life, that probably means you're the flaky one. But anyway, not only once, but over and over. Okay, we have to be reliable by saying, by the way, that's a big one. You are reliable by telling people no. Why is that? Because what creates flakeability? I just made up that word. It's not a real word. What creates flakiness when we say yes to everything?
When we don't say what we mean,
Take-
we don't keep to what we said.
Go ahead, JT.
You're taking too much on. You can't
We
do it.
overcommit. When you don't say no, you're being flaky to things that you're overcommitting to, and you're eroding trust. We have to be clear on our limitations so we don't come up short on our commitments. Say no every once in a while. A is accountability. I can only trust you when you make a mistake, you own it, you apologize, and you make amends. And I'll repeat that again. I can only trust you when you make them. By the way, are we all going to make mistakes? I make tons of mistakes. But you know what I do? I own it, I apologize, and I make amends. I can only trust you when, and here's the other side of the coin, when I make a mistake and I'm allowed to own it, to apologize, and to make amends. You have those people that hold a grudge, they're just going to grind that axe till the day they die, right? When somebody's wrong, if you're that person, you got to let it go, because you're not building trust. You're not building a person that is trustful when you can't let go things. A sign of depression or not having joy in our lives is bringing stuff from the past into the present. They've studied depressed people and depression. A sign of depression or depressed people is always bringing negative stuff from the past to the present. Let it go. No accountability, no trust. Okay. V, somebody help me out in the conference room with notes.
I thought we did R. Where's the A? Right?
Did I skip?
Accountability. Is
Boom.
accountability.
Yeah, I went through it. It was so fast. Accountability was A. R. Somebody help me out with R.
Reliability.
Reliability.
Oh wait, no, was it?
No, you're
It's
right.
V.
It's V.
I already covered it. It's V. What is V? You put all your money in it, keep it safe.
Vault.
Vault. Use a big long pole to get over this high bar. You vault. Okay. What I share with you, you will hold in confidence. Somebody out there in the digital world, what is the word that we use in regards to the code of ethics in regards to our clients that talks about holding things in confidence?
Fiduciary.
Yeah, we're always acting in our best interest by keeping what they share with us in confidence. It's always that you're not going to tell the buyer, oh, you know what? I think the seller will take less. You know, you might, oh man, geez, you know, the blah, blah, blah. And again, so we keep things in confidence. What we don't understand is the other side of the vault. Did you hear so-and-so, whoa, they're losing their license and they're blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I heard it's all going downhill and it's a super nasty deal. When we share gossip, we hotwire connections with friends. Hey, come here. Guess what I heard about so-and-so? But guess what? My trust for you is diminished. When everybody loves gossip, somebody finished that quote. Everybody loves gossip, but they hate the gossiper. Everybody loves the juicy on juice, the dirt on everybody else, but they hate the gossiper. Okay. Common enemy intimacy is what it's called in psychological terms. We are together are going to hate this person. And as we say in Hawaii, we're going to talk stink. And as Frank de Lima says, hey, if you cannot stop talking stink about me, talk stink about everybody. He was just joking. Okay, common enemy intimacy. When the intimacy you have is built on hating the same people, it's false. Did I cover I, or is this the new stuff?
Is that intimacy?
I is the new stuff.
The new stuff.
Integrity, write that down. I stands for integrity. 3 things make up integrity is defined by Brene Brown, based on her studies and her years of experience. Number 1, choosing courage over comfort. Choosing courage over comfort. You know what? My friend is not being an accountable person. Letting people drive drunk, right? You're at a party and you know they're wasted and they argue with you. I used to do an exercise in the motorcycle instruction, and I would go through a role play. What would you do if you knew your friend was going to get on a motorcycle drunk and they were going to crash and die? What would you do? But half the time, people are at get-togethers and they let them go out the door and they get hurt. You throw the keys away. You put them in a headlock. You tip their bike over. You whatever. You knock, you know, whatever it takes. You grab a bunch of big guys. If he's bigger than you, grab a bunch of big guys and say, I'm not going to let you drive drunk. We choose courage over comfort. We choose what's right over what's fun, faster, easy. In our society and everything else, are there a lot of things out there coming to us via our phones that are fun, fast, and easy? Facebook, it's fun, it's fast, it's easy. Okay? But it's probably not the right thing you should be doing when you should be prospecting or following up with clients. And the third one is practicing your values, not just professing them. And Damien, read for us our core values that are right here up on this wall behind us.
Humble, ethical, accountable, respectful, and teachable.
We remind ourselves at every team meeting, we praise each other when we catch someone doing something right within those core values. We coach and train to them, we hire to them, and I'm going to tell you right now, we fire to them. So we're not practicing as your leaders our values. We're not professing them and then not backing them up by practicing them. So those are the three things. That is integrity. N is the last word, and that one stands for non-judgment. If I come to you and ask for help, I'm not going to judge you. If someone trips low or falls, I am not going to get in a state of judgment. Again, from the Bible, you're complaining about a splinter in someone's eye when you've got a what sticking out of your own?
Log.
A board or a log, or we'll modernize it, 2x4. Okay, termite treated. I give help without thinking less of you or in non-judgment. Okay, I can fall apart and ask for help without judgment for you. So when you've been in that situation and you have friends that come to you, and it could be something as simple as just holding them and giving them a hug. And they'll sense it from you whether you're judging them or not, and whether you're authentic with your hug. They'll know. G is the last one. Generosity. A relationship is only a trusting relationship if, drum roll, you can assume the most generous thing about my words, my intentions, and my behaviors. We've kind of talked about it. It's the three ways that you address adversity with other people. It's basically being generous about my words, my intentions, and my behaviors. If I drop an F-bomb, I've been guilty of it. If I drop an F-bomb, which is a profane word, which is profanity, which is a swear word, does that make me a bad person? If I said, what the F? Right now, if I said, what the F, does that make Attilio a bad person?
No.
Because you're going to be generous in your assumptions with me and that, hey, I'm just getting excited, I got pissed off. Those are just my words, but you're going to be generous.
You just said a bad thing.
Yes. I did a bad thing, but I'm not a bad person. When I sat down with people that are facing foreclosure, I've sat down with over 300 of them plus. When I said, hey, Joe and Lynn, you're not bad people. You're just in a bad situation. When I said that, coming from non-judgment, you should have seen the stress just, and they take a deep breath and they go, ah. Without saying one word, I knew that they were relieved. And they would say it. I feel so much more relieved after meeting with you, Attilio. I feel like we're going to get this done. And Howard, and I don't know if Howard's on the thing, but did we get every single one of those done? I think there was one where the bank went foreclosed and they refused to stop the foreclosure date. We were 3/4 of the way through the escrow and they refused to stop the foreclosure date. But anyway, that was one. Yesterday was my mom's 1-year anniversary of her death. This is not my mom. My mom's still alive. I'm just using this as an example. So this is you. You had a 1-year anniversary of your mom's passing. And this is you. And put yourself in that mindset. You have two ways of behaving in this when you're in this mindset of something negative that's happening in your life that people close to you haven't caught on to. You will make a generous assumption, you, this person, and you're going to say, you're going to go to your dear friend. I was really hoping you would have called. I know you know it's a big deal. I just wanted to let you know that I've been thinking about that. Yesterday's anniversary of my mom's passing. As opposed to not returning calls, not returning emails, and not returning texts to that person that forgot about your mom's anniversary. What is the R that I'm talking about that? Resistance, resentment, revenge. We're not communicating, we're not compromising, and we're not cooperating. We're going into the R's because I'm not assuming and I'm not being generous in my assumption of you and that you just forgot. I don't understand the context of your day when it was my mom's anniversary death of her anniversary. You could have been having a horrible day and been totally inward focused, and maybe I need to come out from behind my sorrow and pain and comfort you. But I'm going to do that instead, is I'm going to say, I was really hoping you would have called. I know you know it was important to me, my mom's the anniversary of her death. I just wanted to let you know that I've been thinking about it. As opposed to not returning calls and waiting for that right moment to jump down their throats and say, you forgot about my mom's anniversary. How could you? Hang up. Who here is guilty of that behavior? I have. We all have. And now I'm bringing it to your attention. I'm reminding you of how you can be a better you. Okay? Where have we heard that before? Assume positive intent. Assume positive intent. Somebody cuts you off on the road. They didn't get up this morning and say, I'm going to cut Deborah off on the road. I'm going to cut Sam off on the road. They could have just got bad news that their father just passed away. And they needed to pull off the road because they were breaking down. Wrapping it up. When we trust, we are braving the connection with someone. And here they are again. If you need to take notes, write them down. Tattoo them on the inside of your eyelids so that you even see them when you're sleeping or have your eyes closed. But those are those, okay? We're going to send this presentation. It'll be in the notes real quick. Sam, what's the big takeaway for you? And then Tina next. Sam, what's the big takeaway for you?
Get past your pride, off your high horse, and no one to ask for help.
No one to ask for help. Tina, what's the big one for you or little one?
There we go. For me, it's always when they know you, like you, and trust you.
Yes.
That is the foundation for everything you're going to do from that moment forward.
And all your interactions. I was doing a listing appointment, and it was for 2 beachfront listings in the North Shore, and the seller goes, you guys aren't North Shore sellers. You're not agents from this area. And I stopped immediately. I said, Greg, it makes no sense for me to continue with my presentation unless we can get past this, because right now you don't trust I can get the job done. And we stayed on that till I felt comfortable that he trusted us that we could get the job done even though we weren't local agents. On a side note, I'll talk to you guys about how to address the neighborhood expert objection, because that's what was right in front of me and I didn't move past that. All right, I love you guys and gals. I love being in business with every single one of you.